Hey, not a, I got a few things I want to show you, a few pickups that I made over the last couple of weeks. Some I went to a card shop that's nearby me last weekend, and the guy who runs the shop. It's about a 45-minute drive from me, and it's a nice shop. He has just a lot of content, and he's closer to Pittsburgh, so a lot of Pirate stuff and Steeler stuff and Penguin stuff. So just a lot of, but just everything. A lot of cards, and he my only problem with the shop is so much of his stuff, his vintage stuff especially, is just priced way too high. It's one of the reasons why I like to buy at card shows. Is I feel like you get to tables where there's stuff that's priced too high, and that's okay. I just walk on by, and like it's not even worth haggling, sort of thing, And he's kind of like that. Like he had the 73 Clemente, which is a fantastic card. I love the card, but just raw version of it in pretty good shape, but raw for $300, And like the 73 Clemente it's a great card. I love the card, but it's if you're buying it for $300, you're spending too much. He had the 68 Tom Seaver, same thing, raw. It was in pretty good condition. I don't think it was like it certainly wasn't perfect, but for $200, and there was a lot of that sort of thing. So I didn't buy much there, but I did buy a few smaller items, and one kind of, well, it's a bigger item, but not it wasn't a bigger item in price, but you'll understand here in a moment. Actually, it's just a few Manny Sanguian things, it's just kind of a nice place to pick up some of that sort of thing. But then I went to the card show this just yesterday. I'm recording this on Monday morning on Labor Day, and we spent Sunday with my wife's family, about an hour and a half from where I live, just kind of celebrating. They do a family reunion of sorts every year around Labor Day, on Labor Day weekend, and so we got together with them yesterday and spent some time, and so I just kind of snuck away for about an hour yesterday afternoon, went to a card shop there, and bought a bunch of cards, very inexpensive. I did not, they have some higher price stuff, some of the more valuable cards, I suppose, but not really what I was looking for yesterday. I'm trying to save up at this point for some big cards that I want. If they would have had something along those lines in what I'd already saved up, I might have picked one up, but I didn't see anything for me. But I do want to show you those, just to show you some cards, and I need to put them away. I was watching Brian over at Hodges. I was watching his video, and he often says, I'm going to show you these cards so I can put them away, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I want to show you the cards. I'm going to spend some time today sorting and putting away, and just enjoying cards for a little bit today. Don't have a lot of time to do that, but I will have some time. So anyway, let me get things situated. I'll get this all set up, show you some cards. So let me start with some 72s. I shout out to Jim Faulkner and Brent Richards too, especially for this one. This is a card he's shown several times on his, or at least a couple of times. And every time he shows it, I think, man, I need to pick up that card. Well, I finally did. I've looked for it at card shows and stuff, and sometimes found it, but just not in very good shape. And this one was much more to my liking. At the shop that I went to last week, I mentioned that I picked up some Manny Sanguian cards, just a couple from the 72 set. Some of these that are highlights from the 71 World Series games. This is Sanguian, and I believe that's Frank Robinson sliding in there. So I believe that's who that is. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then another Sanguian from the 71. I think there's three of these that are from the 72 set that have Sanguine in them. I had the other one, so I believe that means that I have all three of the World Series cards. They're probably cards at some point. I'll pick up all of them, but this was the highlight, frankly, of that card shop. This is one of the team issued sets of Sanguine, and just great looking. It's blank back, nothing on the back, but in pretty good shape. He had quite a few of the team of these. He didn't have like the Clemente or anything, but I'm not actually sure what year that's issued. I looked it up. I couldn't, tried to find it. I couldn't find anything about it. I probably could have looked a little bit harder and found something. But anyway, these are the cards I picked up at the card shop yesterday. Just kind of an idea of how many there were. And most of these, actually, I'll start with the more expensive ones. This was a $5, another 72 for Stargell. Great looking card. Again, one of the things I was impressed with, I've gone to this shop several times before, and there were a bunch of new cards, and man, they were in good. A lot of them were in really good shape. This is the Willie McCovey from '74. And I love this card. You can see, I don't know if it'll come up on the camera very well, but it's got that rough edge on that left side. And I like it when my cards have that edge on them. These old vintage cards. Makes them look vintage. I think that, I may have some more 72s to show you later, but that was it for those. The card shop guy, he put them in order. So I'm just trying to show you, like, as far as pricing. So that's how I'm showing them to you today. A few 75s. Got the Rod Carew. Steve Carlton. This was way off left to right, but it was a Carlton I didn't have. Brooks Robinson. You can see, I mean, this one's got a little bit of the diamond cut going on, but not much. And just a pretty sharp looking card. Dick Allen. Of course, playing for the White Sox there, which is, I like his cards where he's playing for the White Sox as well. Of course, they say Dick Allen, which is good for me. Then you probably already saw the Johnny Bench. Great looking card. So these are mostly cards that I don't have. A little writing on the top, but $3 for 75 Johnny Bench. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Another Startle, this one for the 76. And again, you can see $2. It's a pretty good looking card. Got a few Lou Brocks. Here's one of them. 74. Another 75 here. This one's Frank Robinson. Of course, him as a designated hitter in this one. Did not get all Hall of Famers. Did pick up the Thurman Munson. Most people, when they talk about Munson's cards, this is one that comes up as a favorite. Of course, the 71 tends to be a bit iconic, but 78 is just a great looking card as well. Speaking of 78, how about a Lou Brock? Good looking card. Showing a bunch of his stats on the back. One of the Diamond Kings for Stargell. This is one I did not have. I like these early Diamond Kings. I like the Diamond Kings anyway, but these early ones are nice looking cards. Ted Simmons. I like seeing catchers in their gear. He has 74 Hall of Famer for $1, and these are in pretty good shape. Gaylord Perry. Another one for $1. Don Sutton. This one's definitely way off center, left to right, but was a Sutton I did not have. Louis Aparicio, same kind of deal, off left to right, but just sharp corners, pretty sharp corners. Little ding here on the bottom left, but Jim Hunter. Not showing all the backs of them. I didn't want this video to take forever, but you can see I hit a bunch of these 74s. They must have just gotten a bunch of these in, broken up a set or something, and price to sell. You know, I'm getting these for $1. These are all some great cards. of the horizontals. Got a Ron Santo. I do have some more 75s now. Fly 11. Blowing the bubble. Jim Cat. Another Don Sutton. Back to the 78s, Joe Morgan. And Burt Blyleven. Dennis Eckersley. Tony Perez. I was honestly shocked that so many of these were just $1. I realized these aren't your big cards and so on, but again, like I said about the 74, I think the same thing is true with the 78. They just gotten a bunch of them in. And this is the last one I'll show you. Early Fingers. Got to get a good card of him with the stash. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've watched here to the end, appreciate your time, and we'll see you again on the next one.